All right, so it's literally misting right now. Like this is the difference. Like I was spraying yeah, I can't even, I just touched this again. Awareness is the end to this never-ending cycle of brain fog and all type of other stuff. But I was spraying this fence um, because the birds and everybody go through it. They sit on it. I touch it. Like your hands and your feet are your biggest energy centers, like where energy comes in and out. And so, like if it's clogged or impacted, especially if something just feels weird, but that's a physical symptom to an energetic issue. So that's why I'm trying to do this all at once and recirculate the energy to go in the opposite direction, like a infinity sign. So that way, instead of it being a fearful or a triggering event for me, because I had COVID, I had the shot, I almost died, it was terrible. And I think that that is a trauma trigger that I just was trying to avoid even discussing it. Um, but then you know what? You can never hide from anything. So that's why there is a greater purpose for this. Because obviously, this has been going on for so long that it just changes with the generation by calling it a different name. But if you hear airplane and then all of a sudden it's misting, very light, so you can't even really tell, but you'll be able to see a difference or feel a difference. A lot of people who are in vehicles, they don't walk around everywhere. If you're not touching outdoor things, you're not going to notice it as much, but it's impacting you on an emotional and on a physical level and a mental level. But these animals are different. And so, like, you can tell they're impacted because you can see the energy vortex. Like, usually they're in sync and now they're out of sync. Like, they're all in the same frequency, but they're usually in harmony, like I said, in a figure eight, sacred geometric pattern. That's what creates energy waves. That's how your Bluetooth is working. But you see how like it like is stunning to anybody. But these little tiny flies, like especially if it's happening to everybody and it's just like bouncing off of, because you have an individual energy field, and then this is already an electromagnetic field right here because of the water that is a river that they try to build something over it and act like it's not there. So it's electromagnetically charging all different types of energies. It's bouncing off like, and it's having impacts on the house, on health, on all these things. But then this is just amplifying the impact of this, like especially around the president, election and all these other different things, and the shift in energy from it being a earth energy to a universal energy. Like that's already what was happening. So it's like the opposite direction. So nature already took place and healed itself. But like it's really difficult when like they're trying to reroute the energy as they're programmed to do via the universal flow of energy, not just earth, which was contaminated. And then it's still going to keep on regenerating because we live in a regenerative universe. So like by mulching, by consuming these things, by animals just keeling over and dying, and then it's fertilizer for the soil, all these different ways. So it was just gonna keep on happening anyway. But it's like it tries to prevent you from going within yourself to remember what you're doing, or seek your own answers, or whatever the case is. And I lost a lot of time to this particular weapon of mass destruction, especially in the last 4 years. But see how I look. I'm standing here. They're getting a little bit more in sync. They're going up because that's how it should be. Energy vortexes go up and around. They're still not all the way there yet because you see where they was hovering. But look at, eventually they'll get it together. The wind is blowing now, even though this is an airborne pathogen. That it's like goes off into the drinking water, and water holds memory forever, eternally. So that's why I programmed water, and I was clearing out the drains for the past year using sound therapy. I wasn't physically cleaning them. I was using water that was charged to clean out all the electromagnetic energy that was causing invisible troubles to people in our supply of water. See how now they're getting it a little bit more together. It's an infinity sign, except for the two stragglers, but a man just walked past. So, but they're used to adapting to the energy around them. The dominant force is the universal energy. It knows where it needs to go for everybody. It's not laced in fear based emotion or chemicals or whatever the case is to try to subdue people from creating their best life. Because life supports life. But what is knowledge if you don't have the ability to use it wisely? Like power is self destructive only to those who don't know how to manage their own power. And that's why the universe is non biased. It knows your energetic core soul frequency. So if you're going to self destruct or if you're going to be a detriment to the entire whole, it's not going to give you access to the energy that you're requesting. Because everything's energy, not physical, mental, emotional, etheric, like just that on an individual level, but it's like a whole micro and macrocosmic thing going on that has been living under a rock forever. But it's like the heavy lifting is already done. It's just becoming aware of this. Your body is already tuned to it. The DNA of all humans and animals, life forms, everything, plants, it already went back to zero, to its original state, which is perfection. But sometimes it takes the mirror, which is the animal kingdom. We're equals. They show us a different form of communication with what's going on in their energetic environment, which is ours, our ecosystem, on a grander scale. But all of these individual species here at this sanctuary, they're different. They don't communicate like in the same language. So when I speak with them, I hear all of them at the same time. So sometimes it's difficult for me if I'm not in my own natural core frequency, which is a state of unconditional love. And it's really difficult when like the survival mode gets activated, or when it's nobody who seems to understand like that frequency, because Earth, it was not, it long forgot that that was their core frequency. But now the environment, animals, everything already is attuned to that. So that's why the physical vessel is not going to make it if you don't raise your vibration. But you can just touch a tree and it will automatically let you know what you need. But it's taking a moment to like tune into that and follow that. Yeah, you. Trust me. after having 3 trees cut down and every other day climbing a light pole. He's pretty resilient. He makes tunnels wherever, and because he doesn't like to really climb up high, he likes to get on his belly and lay flat. But that's the thing. That's how I noticed those differences, because his skin on his stomach was being impacted, itching like crazy. But the ones that climb on the tree, it's their feet and their face. You know, like they're different. They're the same species, but they have different situations that they went through and why they like doing what they like doing, because it is a survival mode. These are not this, like they weren't in the same nest together. Like these are all individuals. Some aren't even really squirrels. They're spirit guides and decide. Also in the sun and the natural sound is light codes that automatically bypass your human brain and tap into your psyche from the highest point of conscious evolution to attune you to be able to include these in your day-to-day practical habits, so that way it doesn't matter what type of energetic environment you may be in, you're able to control your immediate inner state. And then as long as you hold your frequency, the energy around you in the environment, it has to go towards the dominant force. It has to. That's how it works. Like look at all these trees, like they know where to go, where they need to go, because they are a whole like highway for other people and other life, and it's like a whole add-on. Certain animals can't go in there and move things around, and so that's why certain areas will look different and shouldn't go with certain other elements. But if you're not like, the bark is not just random, like it's pictographs letting everybody know who knows what this means as a steward of this universal energy what to do. The children already know, the ones that are born after today, they already know. So they need a support system that allows them to do what they need to do for your sake, not theirs. That's why I'm making this